Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade. Caitlin Clark, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, Aliyah Boston, Temi Fagbenle. Folks, can you tell that not all wins are created equally? Can you tell the difference between us winning this game and winning the Atlanta Dream game? How the feeling coming off this game is a little bit more positive, a little bit more joyous, not as much doom and gloom. Folks, the Atlanta Dream game, not too many positives to take away. Tonight's a bit of a different story. Tonight against the Connecticut Sun, I said it earlier today, it wasn't a must-win game, but man, it was a game we needed to win. Not only for the playoff implications, potential first-round matchup, but this is a team that has beat us 11 straight times dating back a few years. 11 straight times the Indiana Fever went up against the Connecticut Sun and got slapped around. Until tonight. And the players that needed to play well, played well. The players that needed to step up, stepped up. First things first, Caitlin Clark, most three-pointers in a WNBA season by a rookie, passing Ryan Howard. Caitlin Clark continues to set records every time she is on the floor. Was it her best game tonight? Wasn't her best game tonight. Do I think she played poorly? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think the team came out a little slow. Nalissa Smith, 2 quick turnovers in 2 minutes. The Fever had 4 turnovers in the first 3 minutes. Started off 8-2 down. And it was just looking downhill from there. But Nalissa Smith comes out the game. In comes Temi, and whoop. Just like that, the Indiana Fever go on a 10-0 run, and it seems like offensively, we didn't lose our stagnation too much. Keyword, too much. Lexi Hull, 17 points, 8 boards, 5 for 9. Lexi Hull, lockdown defense. Lockdown Lexi. That's what we're calling her. Lockdown Lexi. Whether she was guarding DeWanna Bonner, whether she was guarding Dejanay Carrington, Marina Mabry, Lexi Hull takes every single challenge, folks, personally. And she gets physical out there. She's not a pushover. She's not afraid of some contact. No, I've seen her and DeWanna Bonner a couple times tonight got tangled up, and Lexi said it is what it is. I'm playing defense out here. DeWanna Bonner, of course, got knocked down, acted fake tough. DeWanna Bonner, go act tough with Kennedy Carter and see how fast you get pieced up. But Lexi Hull completely inserted her in the starting lineup for Katie Lou Samuelson. Right away, you can tell that this was needed as far as defense goes, and more importantly, as far as offensive rebounding goes. Lexi Hull absolutely dominated this game. 6 offensive rebounds. 6 of her 8 rebounds came on the offensive end. And a majority of them are her flying out of nowhere from the 3-point arc, grabbing the rebound, giving it to Caitlin, grabbing the rebound, giving it to Kelsey. Lexi Hull is a hustle monster. She hustles on the offensive end. She hustles on the defensive end. She made 4 for 6 from 3. Lexi Hull, shout out to you tonight. Also, Aliyah Boston, bow, bow, bow. You finally got it out of me, Aliyah. Only because you scored your 1,000th career point today. Shout out to you, Aliyah. Shot 5 for 13 from the field, 10 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 steals. Did Aliyah Boston miss some bunnies around the rims? Yes. Does she need to work on that midi after Caitlin Clark gives her a beautiful slip pass? Does she need to work on just catching it, boom, right up with the midi? Yes. But Aliyah Boston's playmaking is part of the reason why that first quarter was as electric as it was. Aliyah Boston fighting a cutting Kelsey Mitchell a few times. Hitting Lexi Hull. Aliyah Boston played a good game today. She needs to work on finishing around the rim. But Aliyah Boston, shout out to you and your milestone today. But most importantly, folks, Temi Fagbenle. Temi Fagbenle. The defense Temi Fagbenle played tonight might have been some of the best defense I've seen this entire year in Indiana Fever basketball. She was absolutely everywhere. And folks, when I mean everywhere, everywhere. Helping out on Caitlin Clark's man, helping out on Kelsey Mitchell's man, denying a pass to Erica Wheeler's player. Backside help to Aliyah Boston. Showing for Lexi Hull so she could... She was everywhere. And if you joined me in the venue, you guys might have gotten sick of me saying, Temi, her defense, folks. She might not be making these easy putback layups. But man, defensively, Temi Fagbenle showed up in a special way tonight. In 17 minutes, she was plus 18 on the floor. And we needed every single minute Temi was on the floor. Every single minute Temi was on the floor, she made a monstrous impact on the defensive end. She was quarterbacking that defense beautifully tonight. Beautifully, with her anchoring, communicating, Lexi Hull. Can't forget about Kelsey Mitchell. 23 points, 4 rebounds. Kelsey Mitchell, 23 points, 4 boards. But can I say something? I don't think you get enough credit for how much effort and how hard you go on the defensive end. You fight tooth and nail on that defensive end, and it doesn't go unnoticed over here. Trust me, Kelsey. It does not go unnoticed over here. The defense you played on the perimeter, Marina Mabry, the last, possession? Yeah, Lexi Hull was D'ing her up a majority of the game. Yeah, we had Erica... Not a majority of the game. Let me rephrase that, because Marina Mabry's first buckets came on Erica Wheeler back to back to back. Erica Wheeler lackadaisical defense, but it is what it is. Kelsey Mitchell, you are a dog on that defensive end. And between you and between Lexi Hull on the defensive end, these are some good perimeter guards, folks. These are some good perimeter guards. When we got these two denying, playing on-ball tough defense, fighting through screens. Folks, did you notice all the moving screens called in our favor today? That's what happens when you fight through screens. When you fight through screens, good things tend to arise. And Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull, perimeter defense, you guys rocked tonight. Absolutely rocked tonight. And we already spoke about Temi Fagbenle being a complete communicator, quarterbacking the defense, anchoring the defense. Without Temi Fagbenle, folks, we do not win this game. Without Temi Fagbenle, we do not win this game. Just is what it is. The Indiana Fever were leading after being down 8-2, seemed like the entire game. Seemed like they were leading the entire game. Until the fourth quarter rolled around, of course. And this is my critique of today's game. Folks, can I come out here and can I scream at that fourth quarter? Can I talk about Alyssa Smith being left in 5 minutes in the fourth quarter? I even put out a tweet. Are we going to wait for the Connecticut Sun to come back until we put Temi Fagbenle in? And sure enough, we waited until we lost the lead for Temi Fagbenle to come in. Nalissa Smith, too many turnovers today. I don't want to see you ISO. You had 10 points. Okay. As far as I'm concerned, every basket you make just reinforces bad behavior. I'm sorry. 10 points, minus 10, virtual no-show, but whatever. Folks, you got to think with those 10 points and 4 turnovers and missed rebounds and dropped steals, Temi Fagbenle needs to start instead of Nalissa Smith. I don't care about getting her going. I don't care about easing her. I don't care about any of that. Nalissa Smith, under no circumstances, should be in our starting lineup or should be in our closing lineup. And although I don't like Nalissa Smith's game, although I went hard on her last video, folks, Chrissy Sides is the one that puts her in the game. Chrissy Sides is the one that puts her in the game and leaves her in the game. Folks, a win is a win, and I told you I feel good about this win. Trust me, look at all the positives I just ran through. But coaching at the end of the day is going to do us in bad. Coaching at the end of the day is going to do us in bad. Nalissa Smith shouldn't be part of the starting lineup. Sorry. Nalissa Smith shouldn't be part of the closing lineup. Sorry. Defensively, Nalissa Smith's a liability. Offensively, she's too inconsistent, hence a liability. I wouldn't be mad if I see Dantas more, to be honest. Now, Dantas didn't really get any playing time today, but I would rather see Dantas at least get 10 to 15 minutes, and the Nalissa Smith time, at least the starting position, could go to Temi Fagbenle. Nalissa Smith only played 18 minutes today, but that was because she was in foul trouble. Like I said earlier, 2 turnovers in 2 minutes. Then she gets back in the game. Quick foul on Dejanay Carrington. Then there's a jump ball. She tips the ball to Dejanay Carrington. It just seems too right there for us, from being honest. I don't see a positive in Nalissa Smith's game, folks. I don't. And a win is a win is a win, but again, Chrissy Sides, you got to coach better. You got to step up and say, man, this isn't the lineup that should be closing this game. Why do we need to wait for the Connecticut Sun to come back and take the lead before you finally put the best defender in? At least the best paint defender. Folks, I don't want to overreact with Temi's defense today, but the way she was all over the damn place, she did things that Aliyah Boston can't do. Aliyah Boston is a big body, hands up, block, she gets the rebounds, I get it. But when it comes to being all over the damn place, I'll be remiss if I don't sit here and say Temi Fagbenle is the best post defender we have. The best communicator on the team that we have. Caitlin Clark got beat a few times, and who was there to say, yeah, no. Back out you go, Temi. Screen, who's there to show? No. Back you go, Temi. Folks, multiple times you see Temi saying, Aliyah, you go here. Kelsey, you get that person. Lexi, I got your back. If you by some chance rewatch this game, you need to really take in what Temi Fagbenle did. It was nothing short of spectacular from a defensive standpoint, folks. Shall we get to the notes? Shall we get to the notes for tonight? Appreciate everybody who came in the venue. Guys rocked out. Oh my goodness. The chat was flying, crushing it. almost 500 people in the venue. Awesome stuff. First quarter. Smith turnover was the first play. The first play of the game was an Alyssa Smith turnover. Alyssa Smith, 2 turnovers in the first 2 minutes. I was already done at that point. She turns it over, acts like she got poked in the eye, didn't get poked in the eye. Sits on the bench, comes back in, game 15-15. And to the credit, she didn't hold us back too much. We ended up building a lead in the first quarter. We ended up outscoring the Connecticut Sun in the first quarter, 33 points. 33-26 in the first quarter. But how come it always seems like we start off hot and then we slow down? And then we slow down. Why are we only scoring 18 points in the second quarter? Why did it seem like we started posting up a little bit too much in the second quarter? Aliyah Boston missed a couple bunnies. Folks, there were way too many turnovers for my liking this game, if I'm being honest. Caitlin Clark got her pocket picked by Dejanay Carrington. At least a few lazy passes. A lazy bounce pass to Kelsey Mitchell. Not the best game from a turnover standpoint from Caitlin Clark, at least in the first half. Seemed to really tone it down in the second half. Only, 2 turnovers in the second half? So shout out to you, Caitlin, cleaning that up. Folks, we had a lead going into the second half. We built up that 7-point lead after the first quarter, held on to it going into the second half, up 9. And then Christy Sides does a Christy Sides special, and the Connecticut Sun go on an 8-0 run to start the third. Bam, 1-point game. An 8-0 run in 2 minutes, by the way. From that moment on, we were saying, can we get Alyssa Smith off the court? Christy, please, can we put Temi Fagbenle in the lineup? Seems like Christy Sides makes 0 adjustments every time at halftime. Meanwhile, the Connecticut Sun are like, all right, we're going to get physical. All right, we're going to push the pace a little bit. And boom, quick, 8 points. Just like that. Now, in that third quarter as well, Caitlin Clark got a mean screen from Alyssa Thomas. Did she lower her shoulder? Yes. Am I going to say dirty? No. I'll say physical, extremely physical. I don't want to say dirty. I don't want to throw that word out every time someone sets a hard screen on Caitlin Clark. But I will say, when I saw that, I said, man, I want Aliyah Boston to set screens like that. I want Dantas to set screens like that. I want Fagbenle to set screens like that. I want Smith to set screens like that. Too often, we're just setting a remedial screen, not really using our body. And sometimes you got to send a message too. And whether Alyssa Thomas was sending a message or just wanted Cece to feel something or whatever it was, whether it was just a familiar play, Alyssa Thomas, it's not like that's out of the normal for her. So let's not say that, oh my God, you see what she does something like that nearly every game. I kind of want our centers to be like, all right, it's getting a little physical out here. Feel it. And in the fourth quarter, Aliyah Boston gives a shovel pass to Kelsey Mitchell. If you blink, boom, Dejanay Carrington lying on the floor. Now, I'm not encouraging that type of play, dirty plays. It wasn't dirty. It wasn't a moving screen. It was a hard screen, though. And the fact Carrington decided to block the shot at the same time as well, well, yeah, you're gonna get taken off your feet and you're going to land up on your ass. A few times it seemed like Dejanay Carrington landed up on her ass today. Her and Alyssa Smith, coincidentally enough, on the floor a lot today. Alyssa Smith on the floor for all the wrong reasons. Fumbling over her feet. Running into Kelsey Mitchell as she makes a steal. Spin move, fall over. Lunging for a pass instead of shuffling her feet to get into position. Aliyah Boston, salute to you. I don't have the exact play remembered, but that was this. But that she set another pretty physical screen that I was like, there we go. Now we're setting some screens. Now we're letting people know we're not soft. We're not flimsy. We can play physical if we need to. And we did. Go to start the fourth quarter, and guess who's in the game? You guessed it. Nalissa Smith starts the fourth quarter. At this point, what is it? 3-point game? 6, 8. 3-point game. Nalissa Smith's in the game, and everybody in the venue is saying, why? Why? The offense just doesn't look right with her in the game. The offense just does not look right with her in the game. Connecticut Sun, come back, tie it up, push him away. Tie it up, 1-point game, 2-point game. Tie it up, 1-point game, 2-point game. Folks, we're watching this team lose in the fourth quarter. And the thought is, why isn't Temi in right now? Why are we 6.5 minutes into the fourth quarter and Temi Fagbenle is still on the bench? We wait for the Connecticut Sun to get a lead. We wait for Nalissa Smith to foul out, if she fouled out. For Temi Fagbenle to finally come in, steer the defensive ship, steady the waters. And what happens? We close the game out. We look better on the defensive end. We don't have a liability on the defensive end. Folks, it was night and day today with Temi in the lineup compared to Temi with it not in the lineup. And if Christy Sides can't see that, then Christy, you need to step it up. If you can't see the difference when we have Boston, Benley, Mitchell, Hull, Clark, if you don't realize by now that 5 is the best shot we have at winning the playoffs, winning a playoff game, winning a playoff series, if you don't realize that by now, you need to be evaluated. You need to be seen by a psychiatrist. And Lynn Dunn, if you don't see that, you need to relay that message if you do. Folks, this was a pretty big win. This was a pretty big win. This wasn't the Atlanta Dream game where I'm going to go off. This was a win where there are a lot of positives to take. A lot of positives to take. Whether it's Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Kaylin Clark, Temi Fagbenle. Kaylin Clark played better defense today. Not the best, but better. Stepped up in the second half when it comes to turnovers. Missed a couple low-goal threes that she usually makes, but I wasn't mad at her taking those shots. From an offensive standpoint, other than the few early turnovers in the first quarter, not too many criticisms coming from me in regards to Kaylin Clark's game tonight. Folks, the Fever win, 84-80, huge win. Don't get it mistaken. This was a win against one of the best defenses in the league, one of the best teams in the league. Alyssa Thomas, one of the best Swiss Army knives in the league. Marina Mabry, one of the best three-point shooters in the league. DeWanna Bonner, I don't know how DeWanna Bonner was so quiet today, but shout out to Lexi Hull again for doing what she needs to do. It's the Bandana Podcast. We're calling a spade a spade. I appreciate all of the support. Thank you so much, guys. Seriously. Can't begin to express my appreciation enough. I will see you all in the venue on Friday. Bring your drinks. Bring your food. We are rocking. in Chicago. Take it easy, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. See you later.